Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be the weekly energy reading from Sunday to Sunday. So that would be May the 19th up until the 26th. And I know my zodiac readings are not up yet. My element readings are not up yet. It's just, things are just hectic right now, very hectic. For those of you who are waiting on a personal reading, I believe I'm getting the last few out on Tuesday. So if you're waiting for a personal reading, you will receive it on Tuesday. And after that, I'm going to be implementing a new system for personal reading. So my personal readings will be limited, and that's the only way that I can get all of the readings done, along with running both of my channels without having people wait too long. So I'll do a whole different video, an announcement on how my readings and bookings are going to be ran after this upcoming week. So let's jump into this reading. I know that the energy has been very intense because of the Scorpio full moon. A lot of people did a lot of clearing and purging. Scorpio is ruled by the planet Pluto, which is the planet of death and rebirth. So yeah, very deep or dark, intense energy sometimes. But I like Scorpio energy personally, and I mentioned this in my last video, because it's so transformative. Sometimes we can bury things within our minds and forget about them because they're so painful. But just because they're buried and we forget that they're there doesn't mean that they're not affecting our day-to-day lives. So we could be doing very destructive things on a daily basis and not understanding that those deep, dark past memories are actually causing you to do these things on the daily. So just because you don't really remember that it's there or you don't acknowledge it doesn't mean that it is not controlling you. So what Scorpio energy does is kind of brings all of that to the surface in order for you to clear it out, and then you'll come to find that your day-to-day activities or your day-to-day life drastically improve. So that's why I enjoy Scorpio energy, even though it is very, very painful. So a lot of you, like I said, could have done a lot of clearing, a lot of emotional purging. You could probably still feel the energy. It will start to die away within the next week from what I'm hearing intuitively. So just try your best to work through the dark energies, to feel your way through them and not try to bypass them. Okay, so let's jump into this. Let me take a second to breathe into the energy. Okay. So the Three of Wands is coming up first, and I'm going to be using my holographic deck just to clarify. So the Three of Wands energy was the first card out. So it looks to me like this week you're really needing to be forward focused, turning your back on anything that is no longer serving you. And I feel like this message comes out every single week, but that's just because with the human experience, we are constantly letting go and starting over, letting go and starting over. It's just kind of part of being a human being. It's our life cycle, the cycles that we experience in our lifetime, I mean, where we're constantly like shedding our old skin and pretty much stepping into the newer version of ourselves. So sometimes it happens on a small scale, sometimes it happens on a large scale. I'm thinking that this is talking about a smaller scale. I'm not getting that this is a drastic change coming up this week. It could be for some of you, but for the majority of you, it's looking like it's kind of like baby steps from what I'm hearing, like slowly but surely letting go of certain things, turning your back on them, and then making steps forward. So a major change would be like, okay, you are moving out of your house into a new one. That would be an example of like a major change where you're leaving something behind and moving forward. A minor change could be like, okay, you're leaving behind this habit that you have of staying up too late and not getting enough rest, and you're looking forward, meaning that you're starting a new healthy habit of going to bed on time. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, for some of you, it could be something small or it could be something big. Let me pull one more for that. With the Ten of Swords coming out right next to it, along with the Two of Wands, I'm just really getting that this week is going to be more so about action and less about your thoughts or emotions. I'm just thinking that with this Ten of Swords being here, some of you have been in this energy for a while of just feeling knocked down, like life has just been knocking you down, or a specific person or circumstance has been knocking you down and keeping you down. I don't feel like this is new energy. I feel like this is energy that is just reoccurring. It's like coming up to the surface, even though it happened a while ago. And I feel like it's been really just keeping you in this state where you just feel like down and out, like you can't get up and you can't move forward. forward. So this week, I feel like a lot of you are going to be getting the strength to get up and move forward, even though you still have this sense of exhaustion from what I'm feeling for this card. It's like when you go through a very difficult life cycle, you just feel tired, like you just feel drained, you just feel like you don't want to do anything, you don't know what to do, you don't want to go anywhere. It's like you want to just stay exactly where you are. But I think this week you're getting those intuitive pushes to go forward, because like I said, with the Three of Wands and the Two of Wands being here, that's fire energy. So that's emotions, but it's actually the motion in emotions, if that makes sense. Like sometimes when we have emotions, we can sit in them and just kind of stew in them, but fire energy is about actually moving through the emotions, so feeling the emotions and then doing something about them rather than staying stuck in them. So let me pull one more. My cards just fell. I'm just going to clarify that Three of Wands. It's a lot of messages that's coming through to me. So I must be picking up on a lot of different people's energies. Let me pull one more for this Three of Wands. Page of Pentacles in reverse. This Page of Pentacles always comes out in the Sunday readings, I swear. So the Page of Pentacles being in the reverse. So some of you have not been focused. You have not been able to be focused from what I'm hearing, because of this Ten of Swords energy. It's kind of like when you're in this Ten of Swords energy, it's very difficult for you to focus on anything else except this pain, you know, except the betrayal, except the just the difficult circumstance that you're in. It's very hard to see outside of that. It's very hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So it's difficult sometimes to get up and keep on going. But I think that this week, like I said, you're going to feel some type of push or some type of boost of energy that's going to help you to move forward in some way. Excuse me, but your first step is going to be leaving something behind in order to move forward into something else. So if you have been clinging to something in some way, it looks like this week you're going to finally have the strength to release it. Let me pull one more. What is this Ten of Swords about? Let me move this. Ten of Swords. Okay, see, Nine of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, you're definitely coming out of this energy for sure. This is past energy, or this is energy that you've been stuck in or lingering in for a while. So you're definitely coming out of it soon with the Nine of Swords being here in the reverse. I feel like a lot of it is mental, like it's not happening to you physically, but because you're playing it over and over in your mind, that's why it feels like it's happening right now. Like your mind can't tell the difference between you thinking something versus it happening to you. When you think about it, your body perceives it as it's happening to you right now. So that's why every time you play this situation over in your head, your body has a response to it as if it's happening right now. For some of you, okay, don't get scared when I say this. For some of you, you're needing to do some energetic clearing. I'm always very mindful when I give messages like that because I don't want anybody to be fearful. You know, it's nothing to be afraid of. But your energy is needing to be cleared in some way, meaning that there's some sort of lower level energy that's lingering around you. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this because I don't want anybody to get afraid, because it's nothing to be afraid of. When you first hear it, it sounds like, oh, there's demons in your room. Like it sounds like something crazy. It's really not. Okay, let's put it this way. If you've had a negative thought for a very, very long time, that thought can actually take on an energy of its own. You can go online and Google thought forms and you'll get more information on that. But that energy, like I said, those thoughts can actually take on an energy of their own, and it actually becomes almost like an entity on its own, and it's just lingering around you. So some of you are needing to do some type of energetic clearing when it comes to your living space. So if you've been in a lot of pain and you've done a lot of crying or hurting in a certain space, you may need to clear that space out, throw away any items that you no longer need, maybe burn some sage or some candles or some Palo Santo, something to kind of clear that space. If you have black stones, sleep with them underneath your pillow. That's what I do, and it helps me with any type of dreams, nightmares, or past memories that are coming to the surface that are kind of like draining my energy and keeping me stuck in past situations. Let me pull one more for that. The Hermit card. Yeah, for a lot of you, these situations, or the situation that you have been in, is definitely teaching you a lot about yourself. You're really being forced to go within yourself and to really explore your own mind, because like I said, I think a lot of you had a lot of buried memories or buried feelings or experiences that you kind of tucked away for your own safety. When our mind tucks a memory or a feeling away, it's because the memory or the feeling is too much for us. Like, it's too much for us to handle at the time. And when it comes back up, usually that's when it's time to handle it, or we are now in the right space, or we're not strong enough to handle it. So some of you are in that energy right now of being strong enough to handle it, and that's why a lot of these past memories are coming up. So you are exploring them. I feel like you are growing and learning from them, and because of that, you're about to exit out of this dark energy. But energetic clearing could still be very, very beneficial to you. The Hermit card is also the Virgo card, so if some of you are dealing with a Virgo or you are a Virgo, that message could be specifically for you as well. So it just looks like you're coming out of a dark period of time this week, which is a very good thing. The Two of Wands being here again, this is okay. Sorry if the angle of the video changed a bit. I just got a phone call that pretty much interrupted the reading. But back to what I was saying, the Two of Wands, yeah. So the Two of Wands being here lets me know that some of you are definitely needing to step outside of your comfort zone. If you have been struggling to make some sort of decision, you're needing to go ahead and make it with the Two of Wands being here, especially if it's a decision that is going to help you to expand or grow in some way. Because I feel like a lot of you have been clinging to your comfort zone, and it has been stifling or hindering you from growing. And that makes a lot of sense with the Three of Wands and the Ten of Swords being there as well, because the 10 talks about endings. So sometimes we can stay stuck in an ending because we're comfortable there. Like, we're comfortable with that that pain that we've been in, that sadness. Is like we want to move out of that pain and sadness, but at the same time, it's very familiar and comfortable to us because we've been there for so long. So it's sometimes difficult to start over and start fresh when we've just been in that energy for so long, and we're fearing the unknown, like we're fearing what's going to happen next. So some of you are needing to finally make that decision to let go of whatever this was in your comfort zone, and then move forward with whatever it is that's going to help you expand. I know this definitely applies to me personally, with me moving out of state soon. So like within the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be moving out of state to a different state, obviously. And that's something that is going to be very, very interesting because I am in Aquarius with a Taurus rising. So a lot of fixed energy in my chart. I like to be very comfortable. I am very, I'm a person who just really likes to stay where I am familiar, like where the surroundings are familiar. And sometimes it takes the universe to literally push me out of my comfort zone because, like I said, I have a lot of fixed energy in my chart and I like to stay where I'm at. So even if that means staying in this energy, I stay in it because, like I said, fixed energy. And sometimes the universe will then have to come in and just, you know, kind of remind me that, you know, you're staying stuck and there are bigger, better things waiting for you, and it's still terrifying. So then the universe actually like pushes you out the door, like, no, you got to go. So for some of you, that's exactly what is happening. And I feel like what's waiting for you on the other side of that is something beautiful. Whenever you do step outside of your comfort zone, that's when you experience the best parts of life. Like anything that I've ever experienced that has been beneficial to me or it has just helped me to grow and learn in a major way, it has always been me stepping outside of my comfort zone to do so every single time. So what's waiting on the other end of you stepping outside of your comfort zone is definitely something beautiful. Even if it's something small that you do this week that steps outside of your comfort zone, it's still going to be beneficial to you and to your self-esteem. So moving on to, wait, hold on. I'm being guided to pull for that Two of Wands for some reason. Three of Cups. Okay, so I feel like this is a specific message for some of you. Some of you might be invited out to some type of event, networking event or something along those lines, and you might be very uncomfortable stepping out and going to this event, and I'm thinking that you're needing to go. For some reason, it looks like there's something that's going to be very beneficial to you at whatever this networking situation is. For some of you, just as a general overall message, this may be stepping outside of your comfort zone when it comes to your social circle. And I feel like once you hear that, you'll know what I'm talking about intuitively. I can't really process what this means right now because this doesn't apply to my life, but as long as you as the viewer understands, and that's all that matters. So comment down below if you understand. But yeah, there's something that has to do with stepping outside of your comfort zone when it comes to a social group of some kind, a friendship group, a family. something along those lines. Comment down below if that makes sense to you, because I feel like that was for a specific group of people. So moving on to the second row, harmony, the Fool in reverse, and experiencing. So number 10, harmony. This is the second number 10 that we have on the board. So definitely endings, which I'm not surprised about because of that Scorpio full moon. Even if it wasn't a physical ending, it could have been a mental or emotional ending, like giving yourself closure about something that happened in your past. So with the harmony card being in reverse, I feel like a lot of you are just feeling somewhat imbalanced. I'm getting this energy of feeling very fearful, like your heart and your mind are battling with each other. Like your mind may be telling you to do one thing and your heart could be telling you to do another thing, and therefore you're being pulled in two different directions and you're having a hard time figuring out, which direction to go in. Let me pull a clarifying card for that. With that coming up under the 3 of Wands, to me it looks like this is one of those things where your intuition is leading you. Like you can't really use your logic to make sense of whatever this decision is, because you can't really see it, you can't really see the outcome with your eyes. It's like your intuition is what is guiding you to go forward. You really don't know what's going to happen or what the outcome is going to be. And that could be why some of you are kind of staying stuck. You could be a more logical person, which I can relate to, where you want to see things with your own two eyes. Like, okay, when I risk this, when I risk stepping out of my comfort zone, what exactly is going to happen? But sometimes you can't really see what's going to happen. So sometimes you're being asked by the universe to just step out on faith and to follow your intuition. Let me pull one more. Seven up. Yeah, it's all about investment. Like some of you are just wondering where you need to invest your energy, and it's like without knowing where your investment is going, you don't want to invest in it. See what I'm saying? So some of you, like I said, I'm picking up this very logical energy of like, I need to know exactly what's going to happen before I invest my time, my energy, before I take that leap of faith, before I step outside of my comfort zone. I need to know exactly what's going to happen. So you could be watching tarot readings or getting like psychic readings, like what's going to happen with this or what's going to happen with that, because you don't want to even move unless you know for sure. But sometimes even with booking a reading, even with watching tarot readings, sometimes you still won't get those future answers, because sometimes it's part of your path to not know what's going to happen and to trust the universe and to step out on faith. That could be a big part of whatever lesson you're needing to learn through this. See what I'm saying? For some of you, you're going to feel very uncomfortable with this change. Whatever this change is, whether it's a physical or emotional change or decision, you're going to feel uncomfortable at first because it's something that's new. Just because something feels scary or uncomfortable doesn't always mean that it's bad for you. Like sometimes it only feels that way because it's simply brand new. Sometimes people can get that confused. They can think, oh, I feel afraid of doing this, so that must be my intuition telling me not to do it. When in reality, it's just your past experiences that are projecting themselves into this experience and telling you not to do it, because you could have failed at something in the past. Maybe a bad relationship, maybe something with a job, maybe family members have betrayed you in some way. It's like you experienced a lot of things in the past that made you kind of not trust people or trust yourself or trust your surroundings. So when you're about to step out onto a new journey, naturally you feel like, oh, I'm afraid. And then you think, okay, I'm afraid. That must be my intuition, so I'm just going to stay still. When it's not your intuition, it's your past fears. And once you do step out on faith, those past fears are put to rest slowly but surely. The Fool card in reverse. Again, this is just a repeat message of not trusting the universe, not having faith. I feel like people who you were supposed to trust, or who were supposed to be trustworthy, failed you in some way and let you down. Ooh, that's a heavy message. Okay. For some of you, like I said, people who you thought were supposed to be trustworthy, who were supposed to protect you, who were supposed to look out for you, failed you in some way. And it caused you to not only lack trust in other people, but to lack trust and faith within yourself. And so that's why you're having a hard time moving forward. Let me pull one more. Okay, this reading is going on way too long. I'm going to speed it up. Six of Wands. Yeah, but you don't see that, like, waiting for you on the other side of all of this is victory. But you don't trust. And it makes sense that you wouldn't trust because of your experiences. But you're needing to slowly but surely start building that faith back up. Even if you don't have faith in other people, you can start building back faith within yourself and trust within yourself, because you clearly learned a lot with the Hermit card coming out earlier. And with all the wisdom that you've gained, you don't have to worry about making the same mistakes, because you've learned way too much to go and make the same mistakes. With the experience card coming up right here next to it, that just lets me know that the things that you've been through in life have definitely molded you and shaped you for the better. So you might feel like, oh, I can't trust myself, or I can't trust other people. What if I make the same mistake? But basically what this card is telling me is that you've learned more than you think, or you have grown more than you think. So you're not going to end up back in a repeat cycle, because that just wouldn't make any sense. Like, you've grown and learned way too much. It's not even possible for you to go back and be in the same cycle, because of the amount that you have seen and the amount of information that you have absorbed from that experience. And there's more experiencing that you're needing to do as well with this card. There's more life to live. So you can't stay stuck because you've been through these negative experiences in the past, you know. Ace of Cups, new beginning. So some of you are definitely starting over, getting a second chance, releasing a lot of emotional wounds and emotional baggage. The Ace of Cups, it's like this is the only emotion that came up in the whole reading, the cups. The rest of them are like fire and swords and pentacles, so it's more like thoughts and things of that sort. This is like the only emotions that is coming up in the reading. And it's the Ace of Cups, which is the beginning, like starting over, a fresh, brand new slate, a gift from the universe. It's like basically hitting the reset button, emotional clearing, emotional purging, starting all over. So the Oracle card that came out, she feels, she knows. So this card basically talks about your intuition and understanding that any answers that you need, any guidance that you need, you have within yourself. You have to really learn to fully trust yourself. You have to learn to fully quiet your mind and to get in touch with that inner knowing, that inner guidance. If you keep trying to make decisions based off of what you see outside of you, you'll continuously be lost. You have to really get in touch with your heart space. Your heart is where your intuition comes through. That's why people who are not in touch with their heart, they're not in touch with their intuition a lot of the times. They make logical decisions, but usually these are decisions that aren't necessarily for their highest good or for the highest good of other people. You know the types, the people who are just all logical, no heart. So they just make very reckless decisions that hurt other people. But to them, it's logical because it makes sense to screw this person over because it's going to benefit me. You know, those types of people. They're not in touch with their heart space. They're not in touch with their higher self or their intuition. That's why they make the decisions that they make. So it's very important for you to be in touch with your own emotions, to be in touch with your heart, and to be in touch with what you truly want. That is for your highest good, and that's going to lead you on your highest path. And trust that intuitive knowing, trust yourself, trust that inner guidance, especially if you've been in situations with people who have caused you to have like this shaky foundation or this shaky faith within your external environment. That's when you really have to turn inward and learn how to trust yourself, when you can't trust whatever else is going on outside of you, you know? So I think that is it. Sorry this was so long. I always try to watch my time with these videos and I always end up going overboard. So thank you guys for watching. Again, I'll be doing the element readings, and I'll be doing an updated video on my tarot readings and personal readings and things of that sort. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.